really appreciated the breath at the end of the film. I needed it. That was a lot. I'm curious, the film is so vast and really covers a lot, and I think also the unending militarism of the United States is even more vast. So how did you decide to make one feature-length film as opposed to, docu-series?
Yeah, well, it was tough because we started making this in 2020, and then as years went on, we could just keep updating it because every year there's new things that you could actually add to the story, especially now with AI and the military's use of AI and things like that. So it was tough for a lot of reasons, and the original cut of this was around like 4 hours, and so we had a lot of content. We had even trips. We spent a week in Guam. None of that made it in the film. So we had a lot of stuff. I think our main goal was, throughout our work in the past 10 years, our main priority has been things that can radicalize people and move people to action, things that can be used by organizers and activists to build with other people. And we felt, obviously we had enough content for a docuseries that was stretched out, but we could have made a first episode about the emission stuff and then 5 other episodes about all the other things, and then you have a certain percentage of people that stop watching after the first. And so we wanted a complete package that is, this is everything you need to know about how the US military and the Pentagon is destroying the planet, and let that be its own little standalone thing. And so our main hope was that in its usefulness to people who are active in either the anti-militarism, anti-war, or environmental and climate change struggles.
I like too that it's so counterintuitive to the way documentaries are made, that it's this enormity and totality of these two existential crises that no one really wants to face. And so we're like, let's just put it all in 2 hours, everything all at once, and just make everyone watch it. So yeah, thank you for. We hope it does something. That was the intent.
If you got the docuseries, it'd been just a lot weirder.
No one would have watched it.
There's a lot of weird stuff in here. Like some of these weird long visual music sequences were like 5 times as long in the original cut, which just as.
But also, it's like you almost need to show how dark it is. It's like you need to take people down to the depths of like hell. Like it's like this is how far, like Dar said, the empire is willing to go to further its goals. And so you have to almost go to those depths and then be brought back out. So thank you for taking the journey with me.
Yeah, no, thank you. And I like that you spoke to the depths, right? The emotional experience of watching the film. I think it takes you back and forth between a lot of emotions, namely anger and but what do you hope is the impact on the film's audience in the United States here in the belly of the beast?
Well, I think we have the biggest, not only privilege, of course, of being American citizens. I mean, we have the biggest burden. It is on our shoulders. It doesn't matter if the rest of the world has woken up to this. It is up to us. We are the most propagandized people on the planet. And so the fact that our government's doing this in our names, subjugating tens of millions of people under the boot of empire and its militaristic violence and imposition of global capitalism, it's something that the consciousness needs to spread. And on this tour, people are starving for this information, especially with the wake of the political repression and censorship that's just getting worse and worse by the day. This is so crucial right now. And so to your point, we hope that it's an intervention. We hope that it's an intervention in the environmental movement. And we hope that it's a catalyst to motivate and coalesce all of these disparate struggles together to show that we're not so atomized and isolated after all. We're all together, and we actually have a fucking fighting chance to win.
Let's hear it for that, come on.
Yeah. And I imagine a lot of people in this room, are somewhat tapped into our part of, what we call our audience, people in the movement, people who are anti-war minded, whether it's through Palestine solidarity or whatever. It can feel a lot of times, even though those ideas are somewhat mainstream, that we are on the fringes in a lot of ways, right? But people who care about the planet is the majority of people in the world and in the country. And so our hope was to create a link, find people who care about the planet, their own backyard, the planet as a whole, and introduce to them why they should care about war and militarism also. And for all of you who came to this through the anti-war struggle or mindset or whatever, that this is an avenue to connect with people who care about birds and whales and the water that they drink and the future of our planet, and to be able to show them that our worlds are connected. And so I think that was a main hope for it as well.
There's so many different entry points within the movie too. It's like it's 20 different subjects, but it can hit everyone differently. People who have served, people who have family members who have served. It all connects and it all brings people home. And that's what's so important about covering such a large territory of subjects.
And the really cute babies, I will say. Okay, we would love to turn towards audience